I've got a few things running through my mind this morning. Let's start with number one. I think everybody should own a pocket knife. I know, it's a silly thing, but that's kind of been running through my head. I can't tell you the amount of times that I have needed a pocket knife and had a pocket knife. I'm gonna go get my pocket knife. So, I have a Kershaw, which was recommended to me by a guy that I know online. He's passed now. John, a super guy. Fantastic individual who did the best he could with the life he had. Kershaw, it's got a clip. The clip is I use it to hold it in my pocket. I suppose you could use it as a money clip or anything else. But it's got a clip and it is open assist. And it's lock blade, so it can't come back on your hand, which is important when you're working and you slip and it bumps it. Everybody, especially working men, should have a knife. The amount of times I pull my knife out, probably not every day, but it seems to run in stretches. Like yesterday, I know I pulled it out at least 5 times to cut just various things. And it's important to have a knife. If you don't have a knife, you're missing an essential tool. Flashlights. We all have these flashlights that are on the phone. That's handy. But again, let's get the flashlight. Oh, I have it. I have it. I carry my flashlight so often that I'm not even aware it's in my pocket. I have a Streamlight. A good flashlight's not cheap. I think this thing cost, $70. I'm trying to think. I got this at last time I was working. It was essential for my job, and it's still essential for my job. When you have to read a label in a dark trailer, it's important that you have something you can pull out. It's important to be able to examine anything. The amount of times I've used it away from work is almost equivalent to the amount of times I've used it at work. Anyway, the flash that I'm using on the camera setup right now is brighter slightly than the telephone's light. But this thing, I'm gonna close my eyes when I do this because it's kind of bright. This thing will light up your world. This thing will, it'll do the job. And everybody should have a flashlight. It's important that we have a flashlight in the world because you can light up lots of things with your flashlight. So I think those two things are really essential. A good knife. Again, mine's a Kershaw, and I really like this knife. I've had it for a long time. And a flashlight, a good flashlight. Not one of those little flashlights that you find at the checkout for $1.25 that you can hang on your keychain. Those will last you about what you paid for it, a day and a quarter. It's not worth anything, and they're not dependable. This flashlight's rechargeable. This flashlight, it's got a magnet on it. The magnet, I can hang it on a wall. I can put it on anything. This is a good tool. It's adjustable. I feel like I'm selling the flashlight, but I think a good flashlight is essential. When Hurricane Helene hit, I gotta tell you, we used that flashlight a lot. And I always kept it charged. So, flashlight's a good thing to have. An essential thing, and a pocket knife. I also carry a multi-tool that hangs off of my keychain. And the keychain multi-tool, it has a pry bar. It's by Gerber, called a Shard, S-H-A-R-D. It's got a pry bar, Phillips head, small wrench, a regular screwdriver, and I've used it countless times. When you have to tighten up just a random screw you come across, it's freaking wonderful. But those are the two really essential things. I think if you're walking around without a pocket knife or a flashlight, I don't know, they call these items everyday carry items, EDC, and I was carrying them before I knew that was a thing. It was my everyday carry items. I just happened to carry them. A third option, and a lot of people don't like this option, that I'm seldom without, is my pistol, which is a Glock. And luckily, I've in recent memory, I've not had to use that particular tool. But that's a choice. And I choose to carry it because I follow the idea that I would rather always have it and never have to use it than need it, not have it. Don't carry it out of fear. It's just another tool, just like the pocket knife. If needed, it's there. Trying to think if there's anything else that I carry on the daily, and I don't think there is. I think that's those three things: that little multi-tool, pocket knife, and light, and my pistol. Those are the four things that I just don't feel right when I leave the house without. That's topic number one. Topic number two has popped up in my life again. I got into a conversation with someone about marriage. And it was an interesting conversation. They were telling me that their point of view on marriage, and I explained my point of view. And my point of view was not one that she had heard of before, but there you go. Her point of view I've heard many times, and from many people, including a preacher in Missouri, Bagheera. So hers was one of civics more than of choice. My point of view is more of choice. I think that if you want to have a contract with someone, you can draw up a contract. I don't think we have to have the whole of society dependent upon this one state-endorsed contract of marriage. And then this morning I saw a buddy on Facebook post something about saying your religion is against a specific kind of marriage is like being mad at someone for eating a donut while you're on a diet. Sort of, but no. If your religion doesn't believe in gay marriage, that's the choice that you make to be a part of that religion. I personally don't believe in any state marriage. Do I have a state license? Yes, because I have to live in the environment that I'm in. So back in the day when I got this is hilarious. Back in the day when I got the license, I got it so that my wife could have medical insurance. So the company I worked at came out with a policy that said because we don't have, what is it called? State marriage across, without boundaries, in other words, gay marriage, that they would now offer gay couples benefits for their significant other. Well, at the time I wasn't married. This was very early on in our relationship, within the first few years. But we had taken vows together, not with the state, capital S there, but with each other, to each other, between me and her and God. And my company at the time offered gay couples benefits if they weren't married by the state. But I did not qualify for those benefits because I did not have a marriage license, and my wife's gender was female. That was a struggle. That was a struggle because it was really a prejudice against straight couples. It's exactly what it was. I still don't believe in state marriage. I do have a state driver's license, a state driver's license, I do, but I also have a state marriage license. And it was more out of convenience than anything. If tomorrow the government came out, the state came out and said, all marriages are declared null and void, figure it out for yourself, it wouldn't affect me at all. Still love my wife, still call her my wife. I took the vows with her in front of God. Those were the important vows. The vows you take in front of your state, capital S, don't mean a hill of beans to me. A mound of beans doesn't mean one bean to me. So yes, I am married by the state. I'm married by the state by force. And you can debate that if you want, but if it was a choice, a true choice, I would not have a marriage license by the state. Because a license, well, that's a way to regulate something. So what you're saying when you're pro-gay marriage is you want your state to regulate your marriage. No way around that. That's topic 2. Topic 3, this morning, that I woke up thinking about was the news cycle that I'm witnessing. And there's a few things within that particular topic. Number one, the topic of withdrawing funds. Come on, you coming up? There you go, buddy. Withdrawing funds from colleges. I saw that Harvard is in jeopardy of losing their funding from the feds. I'm okay with that. I'm still okay with every college losing funding from the government. Why are we paying colleges to do research, to do science, to do anything? A college, as far as I'm concerned, has always been a place for children to be educated and research that benefits somebody, anybody, not just for the sake of research. Research for the sake of research, well, that can lead to things like gain of function without a point. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know specifically what's going on, but the federal government funding scientific research, I doubt the federal government does that without a reason, without hopefully gaining something. The idea that my money is going to a private institution like Harvard so that they can do research just for the sheer joy of scientific discovery, that infuriates me. I want to choose where my money goes, especially when it comes to charity. And that is the definition of charity. Figure out how to get your own money. Figure out how to do your own research. This is charity at the blunt. No, not even blunt. This is just charity at the end of a gun. Either you give us your tax money and we'll send it where we want to, or else you're going to jail. That's that. So that's the money going to colleges. Another thing is that came up on my Facebook feed was student loans again. Well, why are college educations so expensive? And that's pretty straightforward because the government got involved. They guaranteed loans. That made a lot of money available. When there's a lot of something, well, then demand goes up for that something. There's millions and millions of dollars now available for students to go to school. So to keep the competition within those schools for that money, the schools got competitive. They started charging more. So now college educations are expensive because there's a lot more money available for college educations. Well, then you put on top of that, students are getting this education that they consider to be essential. Whether it's essential or not is debatable. I understand if you're going to be a doctor, you're going to need an education. And you don't need an education to be an underwater basket weaver. You just need a pool and some, what do you make baskets out of? Straw? Anyway, that money now that is available is being picked up by the colleges. So you want to make college educational reasonable again? It's really simple. Make college loans acceptable in bankruptcy. Make the banks and the loaning institutions do the research to ensure that they will recoup and make a profit from the loans. Right now, they'll loan money to anybody for any education to any school because a college loan is guaranteed by our federal government. So if the state, with a capital S, loans money to a bank and the student is now working at Starbucks because the piece of paper that they earned at that college institution is worthless, well, they can't afford to pay all that money back, but the federal government can. That's you and me paying that money back. It's very simple. You want to straighten out the college problem right now. Make college loans bankruptable. I don't know if that's a word. I'm going with it. It's called Rambling with Joe. I got my Joe. I'm Joe. And I'm definitely rambling today. Our co-host is Bagheera. His sister is hungry because she was hiding somewhere and I could not find her. So I end up walking around the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, hollering for a kitty. Hollering, Actually, just the opposite. I was whispering for a kitty because I didn't want to wake the wife until I couldn't find the cat. This is topic 4. And her name's Raja. So there's a 60-year-old man walking around the house going, Raja, Raja, Raja. And I can't find her. Eventually I had to wake the wife, and evidently she found her somewhere, but Raja missed breakfast. And she's acting odd too, so wherever she wasn't happy about. That was a rambling ramble of Joe. I hit a bunch of topics. May have made some people mad. May have made some people happy. I definitely made some good coffee. A pocket knife, a flashlight. Everybody should have those two things minimum. It doesn't have to be a huge flashlight, but you should have a flashlight on your person, and a good flashlight that you can depend on. Not one that you have to shake once in a while to make work. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm revisiting a topic I already closed. I'm going to close this up. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to have a busy weekend again. Life is good, full of problems, but problems that can be solved. Until next time, I hope you find peace, love, and dream.